Welcome to Business Mentorship, Keeping It Real. My name is Trish Tonaj, founder and host for the series, where we feature entrepreneurs who participate in our guest blog, shareyourstories.online. Today, we'd like to introduce you to Sherri Barna, who is a self-proclaimed digital media ninja and speaker. Sherri joins us today from St. George, and she's going to share with us a few ideas on how we can all successfully use video in our social media posts. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. I was excited for this.
Listen, I'm really interested in hearing how you got the name Digital Media Ninja, because I think that's a pretty cool tagline to use in your own marketing.
Well, expert just seemed a little too serious for me.
Over the top, right?
Way over the top. So I thought, ninja's fun.
I really like that because it actually shows a little bit about your personality, right? Where you have a little bit of a sense of humor and you can kind of laugh a little bit about yourself. So now I know that you were Sorry?
I'm sorry, go ahead. Just people take themselves so seriously, but on social media, you can just kind of like relax and make it fun. So.
Now, I know that you were in the not-for-profit sector before you actually made the transition into self-employment. So tell us a little bit about why you decided to sort of take the leap of faith, and when was your light bulb moment?
Okay, so I worked at the not-for-profit for years. I kind of worked my way through the company. I got in as like data inputting. I did like every church in Canada was put into this like database that they would all call. It was like really tedious. And then I kind of worked my way through the company. And then in 2012, they said, we really need to take social media seriously. Like it's not a fad, it's here to stay. We need someone to do this. And I was like, I can do this. Like this is a job I can get excited about. And I was just literally going to go on mat leave in like 2 weeks. So I said, I'll work through my maternity leave. Let's figure something out because when I come back, like I would be good at this job. Anyway, so I ended up getting it, thankfully. And when I returned, it was just amazing. And I had a blast doing it. So I learned a ton. I learned how to do video editing. They sent me to school. They brought me to conferences. Like I learned a lot. And then I did that probably, I think for like 5 or 6 years. And I kind of started getting a little on the board side, like, you know what, I have all these ideas and I'm getting a lot of pushback. I bet I could do this for myself. So a few friends who own businesses would take my advice. I'd be like, you need to do this, you need to do that. And they would do it and have success. So I was like, I'm going to try doing this on my own. And I think I could make it. And then within 6 months, it was kind of like, okay, something has to give because I can't balance both. So I was like, I'll take the risk, see what happens with Purple Bean. So you actually started it as a side hustle then, and then you sort of transitioned, you kind of got your feet wet a little bit, and then before you made the leap into full. That's a really interesting, it's so funny to hear how many entrepreneurs actually start their businesses that way. And I bet you some of your clients actually do the same, right? Yeah, for sure. Because, it's kind of like the safe way to do things. And I had the idea to start my own business. And it just happened like really quickly. So I played soccer with my husband on like this co-ed team. And my husband said, yesterday we were talking, she might start her own business. And the goalie was like, you got to come to my business meeting then. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. Who knows? And then people were like, what's your card? What's your website? I need your number. And I was like, I have none of that. Like I have a phone number, but so then I was like, I can do that. So that was like really the push that I was like, all right, let's go. Like you don't have to think about this. Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, how did you come up with the name Purple Bean? Because that's again a very unique and I know you help people with branding, so I guess it certainly helps that you have a unique name for your own business as you're sort of out doing prospecting. So how did you come up with Purple Bean?
Purple Bean, honestly, I had no budget because I wasn't planning on like making my own business or anything. And I was like, okay, I know I need a website and I know it needs to be findable. So I can't have a common name because other things will pop up and I don't have the money to put into search engine optimization at this point. So I just kind of put the words together. I just was throwing words at the wall. And then because of the fast nature of everything, I didn't have time to overanalyze, overthink. It was just like, let's go. This is what it's called. So everyone's like, is purple your favorite color? No, I don't have anything purple.
Isn't that funny? And now, how did you come up with the logo? So tell us a little bit about your own sort of logo development, because one of the things that you help people with is brand image.
Yeah. So for logo, I just talked to a graphic designer. I said, hey, this is my name, Purple Bean Media. I'm going to leave it to you. You're the creative one who knows how to work things. Let's see what you can come up with. And she did and came up with it. It's nothing crazy because more than anything, I really believe speed is the name of the game. And again, you can overthink to the point of paralysis and then nothing gets done. So it's my whole philosophy in business is really like hire out your weaknesses. Don't try and build them out. Just know where you falter and get someone who doesn't and who's like the best to do that. So when it came to graphic design, I said I need something like that's going to match. I didn't want it to be like a real bean or something. It's like, here's my, my personality. I just want it a little bit light. I want it to be purple. And can you do this? She's like, yep. So.
You raise a really good point, and that is collaborating with other business owners who are really great at what you're not. So how did you sort of come up? Did you make a list of all of the things that you knew you were going to need help with as you sort of embarked on this new venture, and then found out in your network who was really good at the things that you wanted to sort of collaborate with?
Yeah, so I kind of had a network just because of my previous job. I met a lot of people. And so one huge weakness, I'm so bad at like the book side of things. It's like day one, I was like, if I don't get help doing this, I'm going to die because I don't want to spend time doing numbers, spreadsheets, like that is brutal to me. So I knew right away I need someone to help me with that. And then it's just like as jobs came and as people were like, hey, I need like high quality video for like commercials. You do that? And I'm like, well, I don't, but my friend certainly does. So then I was able to kind of build that way.
Sure.
Yeah. And just, you just kind of be honest with yourself. I knew what my weaknesses, I know what they are. So I'm not going to pretend that I'm good at it. If someone's going to ask me, I'm going to be like, yeah, I can do it, but I'm going to get someone who could really do it. So, and just to be honest.
So one of the things that, we're all struggling with, because, social media platforms, as you say, are here to stay. And if anything, they're stronger now than ever. So, and we're all hearing and reading that, video this and video that, you got to get on video. You have to have some sort of video presence. So for those folks who are really a little apprehensive about video, what kind of tips can you give them to make it a little more comfortable and maybe give them something that they could try just to get their feet wet?
Yeah. So every time I talk about video, I get the same three basic pushback. It's like, one is I'm an introvert. I can't do video. And I'm always like, no, I'm an introvert. And guess what? You have to do video. It doesn't. Yeah. It's like networking. I hate networking. Some people love it. I'm like, oh, I have to network. I have to sit in my car, hype myself up, and then go into the restaurant. Why do I do it? Because I need to do it for my business to be sustainable, to make money.
Right.
So when I tell people, it's like, it doesn't matter if you're an introvert, extrovert, love seeing yourself on camera, hate seeing yourself on camera. It's necessary. You don't have a choice nowadays in 2021. And the statistics back us up. I wrote a couple down. Facebook has 4 billion video streams daily, and YouTube gets videos watched per day. It's like 1 billion hours of YouTube videos are watched per day. So that means people are consuming video in crazy numbers. So when people say I can't do it, I'm like, it's nuts. It's like the way of the future. So when people say they can't do it, I'm like, you just don't really have a choice at this point. It's kind of like saying, oh, I don't like websites. It doesn't matter. You still need a website. So the other thing I get a lot of is, hey, well, I'm not good at video. I'm not like you. But if you watched my first video, you'd say, wow, she's not good at video. And when I watch it, I laugh. I'm like shaky, I'm nervous, I don't look at the camera, I'm getting like distracted by like things around me. It's just something you kind of do, you get better at. And one thing I always say, and it's a quote from Sheryl Sandberg, who works at Facebook, is done is better than perfection. Because at the end of the day, we will never be perfect. And if you talk to me in person, I'm going to stumble in real life, and I'm going to stumble on video like I just did with that quote. It's just, it is what it is. Done is better than perfect. So you need to get out there, you need to be in front of people, or else your business just isn't viable. And the thing is, we all have phones, and these phones are absolutely amazing. The equipment is in our back pocket. So there's no excuse. You just need to be getting on video for sure.
I really love the fact that you sort of have given people permission to have bloopers, because, like you, I've been doing this podcast series now for over a year, and you're absolutely right. They're never going to be perfect, right? We're all human. We all make mistakes. We all sometimes fumble with our words, and we just have to give ourselves the opportunity to smile and go, well, you know what? It wasn't perfect, but it's done, and I had fun. And I think that's really one of the things that's really important, right?
Oh, for sure. For sure. I think last time I was with you, I was speaking about the mere exposure effect, which is basically it's a psychological phenomenon. You need to be getting out there because people just naturally prefer you the more they know you. So in the social media world, how do you do it? It's video. People feel when they meet me, they'll be like, hey, and I'll be like, oh, I can't place this person. How do I know them? And they're, oh, I watch all your videos. So they come up to me feeling like they know me. And I don't know them, and they don't realize it because it's like not a two-way screen. And it's really interesting how it works.
I think that's really great advice. And one of the things that we do in the guest blog is we ask people to share 3 words of advice. And you have a wonderful phrase, and I'm going to read it. It says, opportunity, do it, and fail fast. So tell us why you feel that that's really important to share with folks.
Okay, so I think opportunity abounds for everybody. And I think you just have to kind of tune in to say, hey, that's an opportunity. And to me, the worst feeling is when I miss opportunity. So because you're not always looking for opportunity. So one thing that always comes to mind is we were in the Detroit airport, me and my kids and my husband. My daughter said, oh, that's, I can't even remember their name, Katie and John or something. And I'm like, who's that? And she's like, my favorite YouTubers. I was like, no way. Are you serious? So anyway, so it was just the girl though. So then the man came out of the washroom. She's like, it is. I'm like, well, you got to go say hi and take a picture because this never happens. But what I should have done is, hey guys, with my phone that I had in my pocket, can you just jump on and tell me why YouTube has been so good for you? Just a quick, and they would have, because it would have been like a 30-second. And I was like, on the airplane, I clicked in. I was like, I missed the opportunity because I wasn't thinking about it. So I think there's always tons of opportunity. And I think we need to say yes to every single one. So the other word was do it. And that's my philosophy. And my whole philosophy with business is just do it. When I was considering, people are, aren't you nervous? Aren't you nervous to start your own business? I was like, no, because if it fails, I'll just go get a job. What is the worst that can happen? Really? I care the most about my family's health. And if something were to happen to them, I would be totally devastated. A business or an idea failing or a video failing, it doesn't even faze me at all because it's a non-issue in my opinion. And then, which kind of ties into the last one, which is fail fast. So you know what, if you're going to be good at something, great. If you are struggling, even video, if you have tried it for 6 months and it's falling flat and you still can't get a handle on it, then scrap that idea and think of something else. Animation video, hiring someone as an actor. There's always other things to do, but don't be married to an idea. Because I see a lot of business owners, they're like, well, I started this 2 years ago. And I'm like, and you're still pouring thousands of dollars into it? It's not working. Why? Well, because I poured thousands of dollars into it. So I don't want to quit. So it's well, so I'm just nah, if you're going to fail fast. And if it's going to work, let it work. And just kind of cut your losses and move on and try new things. So.
Well, that's really great advice, Sherri. And I really would like to thank you for spending some time with me today, because we really did get an opportunity to introduce the person behind the logo and in this edition of Keeping It Real. And to our viewing and listening audience, I really want to thank you for tuning in with us. And we'd also like to invite you to share your story and shareyourstories.online. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.